Hello, 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 good people. Hello, good people. I am Dr. Hollie Kelly, and this is Dr. Kelly's Perspective for Tuesday, July 24th. It is my big brother's birthday. Happy birthday, Vincent. Happy birthday. I wanted to take just a few moments this morning as you join me, and thank you for all who are joining me on both platforms, Periscope and not YouTube, Facebook Live. Let me say this. Last couple of days, I did not go with Periscope because I couldn't get the signal to work right. And it's a reminder that if you don't have a Periscope or Facebook, I'm out on YouTube. So either way, even your friends that don't do Facebook or Periscope, they can go to YouTube and still get the perspective. Good morning, good evening for all who are joining me. Hey, Terrell, good evening. Good evening, Deb. Hey, Mother, good morning. Okay, so here's the deal. Tell your own story. Every one of us has a story to tell, and it is a unique, specific, individualized story. It is our life, and too many of us are letting other people tell our own story. I remember I was, I did indeed. It wasn't that late there. I remember, hey, Bridget, I was maybe in 9th grade, and we were in a debate class, and I had made my position, and someone came right behind me and said, well, what Holly really meant to say was, and that just it was like driving a nail gun through my skull. I mean, that didn't even, and I stopped him right there and said, no. Holly said exactly what Holly meant to say. And from that point on, and I was, 9th grade, 14 years old? Don't allow people to speak for you and tell your story. Don't ever allow that. Maureen Dodd is a journalist, a Pulitzer Prize winning author, and she said, look, the minute you settle for less than what you deserve, is when you're going to get even less than what you settle for. The minute you settle for less than what you deserve is the minute you're going to get even less than what you settle for. And that is true. This is your hello from France or to France. Bonjour. I think that's it for my French. But when we allow people to tell our story, as if we cannot speak for ourselves, we're going downhill. And it's only your story. Can nobody speak for you better than you? No one. It's not a matter of, well, yeah, but they're much more articulate. You lived this. You are living this. And yet we continue to do that. And so what I really want you to recall, is that you are more than your worst mistake. You are more than your last piss poor decision you made. You are more than what you used to be. You are more than that last bad relationship. You are more than, oh, this is the worst job and I hate it. You're more than that. Because no decision that you make, no mess up, no amount of bad judgments and bad calls that you can ever make will annul the plan that God has for your life. Won't happen. God has a very specific plan for each of our lives. And sometimes we tend to think, well, I just blew it. I know I'm out of purpose. I know I'm not walking in the will. I know I'm just, oh my goodness, I blew it. I wasted all my talents. I wasted all my possibilities, and they're just, okay, none of those mistakes, nothing that you can do can annul the plan of God for your life. And so we just need to remember that and get back in it. Sometimes we get stuck in the past. We get stuck there, and life is going on. It's going on, and we're stuck in the past. And I don't think that was the intention. I believe that the idea was to learn from our past, use our past to propel us. Every person that is anybody, okay, if they're in the know and they're, in the public eye, We know about them, we respect them, we admire them typically because of their past that they've overcome. Okay, so it's not a matter of you're wanting to having led a perfect life, mistake free. That is not it. It's every time you get up. It's every time you get up from the knockdown. It's every time you get up from and return from the last bad decision you made, the last bad relationship, the last financial collapse. Every time you got up, that adds the meat, the beauty to your story. It is your story. And if we continue to allow people to tell it for us, we're going to get lost. I mean, our very being will get lost. You will not even know who you are at a certain point. I can ask you a simple question like, what do you want out of life? Where do you see yourself going? And you won't have an answer because we've gotten in the habit of allowing others to tell our own story, to speak for us, to translate for us, to live our lives for us. And that's just, it was never designed like that. So my offering to you today, short and sweet, remember this is your life. We all get one of them, period. And when we allow others to live it for us, when we allow others to tell it for us, some of us are still even answering to the person we used to be. We've grown up, we've matured, we've changed our lives, we've changed our thought process. We don't do or do the things we used to do. We don't go to the same places. We don't run in the same circles. And yet every time somebody calls us by that old name, that old version, we're answering as if we're still there. This is your story. You get to write it. Better than write it, better than tell it, live it. Live it. That is my challenge to you today. Check and see, are you living your own story? I talk to a lot of people a lot of times. I talk to a lot of people, and I see too many of us are not living our own story. We're allowing others to tell our stories, like that person back in 9th grade. Well, what Holly really meant to say was, what she was trying to say, oh, no. Pump your brakes, brother. You will never speak for me. Holly said exactly what Holly meant to say. You have to get to a point in your life, or continue if this is already your norm. You have to get to a point where no one speaks for you better than you. Use what happened in the past, where you were in the past, the mistakes that were made in the past, to push you forward. Use it to build up your story. It's yours. No need to deny it. It's who you are. It's the reason you are who you are, because you took it, you got it, you used it to propel you forward, or not. And so my hope, my prayer for everyone who is listening, who will listen, who will watch on a replay, is that you comb through your life. Are there areas of your life that you're not living? Are there areas of your story that you're not telling? You're allowing others to do that for you. We can never become the best version of ourselves until we live out our own story and tell our own story. You got one. Stop comparing it to somebody else's story. Oh, but their life is so much better and they didn't make that mistake that I did. It's your story. It is unique to you, and you've got a plan for your life. There is a plan on your life, and you cannot blow it. If it were that easy for us to make a mistake and now the plan of God for our life is annulled, all of us would be in bad trouble. Okay. He knew. He didn't watch and see how you were going to do, and let me see what kind of strength she got. Let me see what she's really good at before I make a decision. Nope, it was already determined. We need to walk out and live into our own story. That is my challenge, my offering to you today. Again, thank you for joining me. Meet me here Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. This is my offering to you. Until next time, take real good care of yourselves and live your own story.